Morning, everyone. Welcome to lesson 10.3. Here's your objective. You will be able to find the surface area of rectangular prisms. All right, this is a difficult one, so focus in on me. First of all, what is surface area? Surface area is the sum of all the surfaces, the faces, of a three-dimensional figure. So right here I have this dice, or die. It's 6 sides. So the surface area would be the area of this side, the area of this side, 2, the area of the third side, the fourth side, the fifth side, and the area of the sixth side. So it's basically the faces, length times width, all of them added up together, okay? And that would be my surface area, the coverage of. So it's not the middle. The inside is the volume. The surface area is what's on the outside of a three-dimensional figure. All right, so there's my picture right there of one. It's kind of hard to see, but these shapes are in your book too. So let's see how the next one looks. All right, that one you might be able to see a little better. So surface area of a rectangular prism is, now here's your formula, 2LH plus 2LW plus 2HW. The L stands for the length, the height, H stands for the height, W stands for the width. So you're going to do 2 times the length and the height, because you're going to have that twice, and 2 times the length and the width, because remember, it's 6 sides, 6 faces. So 2, 4, 6. There's 6 faces overall. That's why you do each one twice. All right, so over here, this is their L again in the book. I have the length going this way, the width going with depth, and the height. So if I'm looking at my dice again, the length is going across, the height is going up and down, and the width is going towards me, makes it that third dimension going back and forth. All right, and then this is what it would look like if you unfolded all the pieces of that rectangular prism, that box per se, and you would have, now these figures are in your book for this lesson, you have the 2 sides, the bottom and the top, and the back and the back, and they show you where your width is, your 2 heights, and your heights, and then your length, if you break it open. All right, so just to show you this a little bit closer right here, so you can see it. Same picture, you might want to, look at it a little bit. All right, so this is when it was broken open, and you could see that we have our sides here. So we have our length. Sorry, we have each side is, so basically it's like a base times height here. Base times height of that rectangle. 7 times 6 is 42. And that's going to be the same one as this one. All right, you can see it's 6 times 7 again, even though there's say 7 right there. And we get 42 meters squared. This piece is 8 times 6, base times height, is 48. That means this piece will be 48 as well. And this one's base is 8, and the height is also 7. So this one is 8 times 7, which equals 56. And then 56, and there's the other 56. So to get the surface area of this figure broken down, I'd have to add up all of my surface area. So I'd have my 48 plus 48, or 48 times 2, and we add that up, we get 16, 1, 4, 8, 96. I can check off that I'm done with this piece and this piece. Now we have these 2 blue pieces we'll do. 48 times 2, this time we'll do 48 times 2, and I will get 84. All right, so I'm done with these 2 pieces. And lastly, I have 56 times 2. 56 times 2, 12, 1, 10, 11, 112. So I have to add up all of these together to get my total surface area. So I would just line them up, 112, 96, 84, add them up, I get 12, 10, 18, 19, 292 meters squared. All right, because it's surface area, it's area, so that's why it's squared. But most of the time, you will not see you will not have it broken down like that. You'll have to find the surface area just with the dimensions they give you. That's why it's very important to write down this formula. 2 times length and height, 2 times length and width, and 2 times height and width, and add them all together. So as you can see here, I marked down where our length is, where our height is, the 6, and our width is 4.8. This example is also in your book. So I'm just going to follow my formula. I know we struggled last chapter with that a little bit, but let's follow our formula as close as we can to get it right. All right, so let's do length times height. I have 7 times 6. All right, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So I have 2 times 42, and I get 84. So this piece right here becomes 84. My next step is 2 times length and width. So my length is 7, my width is 4.8. So I'm going to do 4.8 on top times 7. Now you should all know why I did that on top, because there's more digits, even though that's a higher number. All right, 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 5 more equals 33. And I have 1 decimal place value spot, which goes right there. But I'm not done yet, because I have to multiply it by 2, because I have 2 of them. All right, so I multiply that by 2, and I get 12, 7, and 6. 1 place value spot right there, 67.2. So this becomes 67 and 2/10. My last spot I have to do is the height and the width. The height is 6 centimeters, the width is 4.8. So once again, 4.8 is going on the top because it has more digits. All right. So 8 times 6, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. 6 times 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, plus 4 more, 28. 1 place value spot right there. But now, don't forget, it's times 2. We have to follow this as close as we can, our formula. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16 again, plus 1 is 17. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 equals 5. And I have 1 place value spot. So this becomes 57 and 6/10. All right, to get the total surface area, because remember now I have, this is 2 sides of my 6-sided figure, this is 2 sides, and this is 2 sides. 2 sides added up, 2 sides added up, and 2 sides added up. To get every side, now I have to add those all together. So I have 84, 67.2, and 57.6. And remember, when we're adding decimals, we have to have the columns lined up with the 1s, the 10s, and these are our tenths. So I add these up, and I bring my decimal down, and I get 8. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 4 more equals 18. 5 plus 6 equals 11, plus 1 more equals 12, plus 8 equals 20. And I have a total surface area, now this is centimeters, so I put that in at the end, of 208 and 8/10 centimeters squared. If you're confused, I suggest watching me do this again. All right, but all I did was use my formula. My height goes up and down, my length goes across, and my width goes back that way. It gives it depth. And I plugged them in. I did length times height, figured it out. Remember, it was 7 times 6, and then I got 42, and I doubled it because it's times 2. I got 84, and I did the same thing, and I added it all up. Okay. Here's your job right now. You have 2 problems. The first one is a rectangular prism that has been opened up for you. All right. You have, if you can't read these right here, I'll try to zoom it in, bring it closer for you. You can take a pause and see. There's your first figure. I want to write these down. All right. And your second figure, right there. Those are your 2 problems for tonight. Remember, you have to get the area of each square and add them up once it's broken down. Over here, you have to use the formula. I hope you've written it down from before. If you have not, instead of rewinding, I have it right here for you. 2 times length times height, 2 times length times width, plus 2 times height times width. There's your formula. Write that down now, because that's all you have to do for this one, is plug these in. All right, so our length would be across at 10 and 25 hundredths. Our height would be 6 and 5 tenths. And our width, going back, would be 5 feet. All right, good luck, and I'll see you soon.